This is how you unfuck your life. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, believed that we don't have control over what happens, but we do have total control over how we react. So the question is, are you in control of your life, or are you just reacting to what happens? Have you ever stopped to think about why you feel so tired, even when you're doing so little? It seems like we're always running, or rather, standing still. The cycle is the same. Getting up without energy, rushing to the nearest coffee shop, scrolling through your phone, and devouring a quick snack you don't even remember tasting. Then comes that feeling of emptiness, the sudden lack of motivation. You know what I'm talking about, right? We end up stuck in a routine that drains us more than it fills us up. The phone becomes our closest companion. Junk food becomes our fuel. It's easy, it's quick, but in the end, what's left? Just exhaustion. Just the feeling of always being one step behind, always chasing something that seems to get farther away. Your body feels it, your mind feels it. And what do? We pretend everything's fine, that tomorrow will be different. But will it really be? Or are we just sinking deeper into this cycle of neglect, where instant comfort only keeps us trapped? But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? Small changes can make a huge difference. And no, you don't need a grand turning point or a radical transformation. You don't have to abandon everything and start over from scratch. In fact, it's the small daily decisions that have the power to redefine our path. It may seem too good to be true, but trust me, that's exactly how it works. I know it's easy to get stuck in this cycle, in that feeling that we're just surviving without really living. But let me tell you, I've been there. And what got me out were small changes, simple actions anyone can take that end up transforming everything. I know it can seem complicated at first, but believe me, you don't need to do anything extraordinary. The transformation starts with small, consistent steps. Let me share the 5 things I changed in my life that, for sure, can change yours too. 1. Waking up with intention. How you start your day makes all the difference. Instead of jumping out of bed on autopilot, take a minute to set an intention. Ask yourself, what do I want from today? That brief moment of reflection hits reset and things get clearer. You start the day with direction, not on autopilot. 2. Daily movement. Even if minimal, introducing daily movement into my routine was another big change. It doesn't have to be the gym or hours of training. I started with short walks just to feel my body move. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, practiced daily physical movement to keep his mind and body in harmony. He said, "You should rise like a fighter ready for combat every day. Over time, you'll feel more energy and mental clarity. Small doses of daily movement work wonders." 3. Paying attention to food without paranoia. It's not about extreme diets, but about observing what you consume. Swapping that snack for a piece of fruit or drinking more water already boosts your energy levels. When you see food as fuel, your body thanks you. Small substitutions make you feel more alive and energized. 4. Disconnect to reconnect. This was transformative. Disconnecting from the digital world. I learned to set my phone aside during important moments, like meals or an hour before bed. This reconnected me to the present and to the people around me. A distraction-free mental space makes all the difference. 5. Practicing self-compassion. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, Seneca reminded us that to err is human, but to persist in error out of pride is foolish. Self-compassion is recognizing that mistakes are part of the journey, and it's through learning that we grow. You know, we are our own biggest critic, always judging, always thinking we're not doing enough. But the truth is, self-compassion is essential for any change. When I started forgiving myself for not being perfect, for accepting my mistakes as part of the process, everything got easier. This self-compassion isn't an excuse to stagnate, but to recognize that every step, no matter how small, counts. It's understanding that the journey is full of ups and downs, and it's okay not to always be in control. When you treat yourself with more kindness, transformation happens from the inside out. Each of these changes may seem small, but together they have the power to transform your life. And the most amazing part is that they're within your reach, today, right now. Start with one, then another. Little by little, you'll feel the difference. I did, and if I could do it, you can too. Now, here's one of the most powerful changes. Avoid your phone in the first hour of your day. It sounds simple, almost insignificant, but this single action can revolutionize your day. And I say this from personal experience, but why is this so important? The first hour of your day is precious. It's the moment when your brain is freshest, free from distractions and the chaos that arises throughout the day. Epictetus always emphasized the importance of starting the day with clarity. He said, "Wealth doesn't consist in having great possessions, but in having few needs." Avoiding your phone in the morning allows you to focus on what really matters without being overwhelmed by external distractions. Suddenly, your mind is flooded with notifications, messages, emails, social media. Without realizing it, you're already reacting to external demands instead of focusing on yourself and what really matters. Think about it. How many times have you woken up, unlocked your phone, and gotten lost for minutes, maybe even hours, scrolling, jumping from one notification to another? This puts you on autopilot, already feeling pressure before you've even had a moment to breathe. And the worst part is, it affects your mood, your focus, your mental energy. Instead of starting your day with clarity and purpose, you begin with anxiety and distraction. When I started applying this tip, the results were almost immediate. By staying away from my phone in the morning, I found I could focus better on my tasks. My stress levels in the morning dropped drastically. Not being bombarded by information right when I woke up gave me the chance to set the tone for my day, and that sense of control was a game changer. Plus, this practice boosted my productivity. Instead of wasting my first hour on distractions, I directed my energy toward activities that truly mattered. Reading something inspiring, doing a quick meditation, planning my day's tasks. When you don't start the day overwhelmed, it's amazing how things flow more smoothly. Another powerful impact was on my mental well-being. I no longer had that feeling of always running behind, always needing to respond to everything immediately. Creating a distraction-free space made my mind calmer, more present. This reflected not only in my mood, but also in how I interacted with people and handled daily challenges. How to implement this change? Now, it may seem hard at first, especially if you're used to checking your phone as soon as you wake up. But believe me, small adjustments can make this change happen smoothly. Here are some practical tips to start. Leave your phone out of the bedroom. If your alarm is on your phone, consider getting a physical alarm clock or using a specific device. Keeping your phone away from your bed reduces the temptation to grab it first thing. Create a morning routine without screens. In the first few minutes of your day, do something that nourishes you physically or mentally. It could be a short walk, drinking a glass of water, stretching, or even writing a list of things you're grateful for. These small actions have the power to put you in a positive and focused mindset. Set a time to check your phone. A helpful tip is to set a specific time to start using your phone, like after breakfast or after an hour of work. This limit helps you keep control over your phone usage instead of being controlled by it. The key here is to create an intentional space in your day. When you avoid your phone in the first hour, you're basically saying, "Today I choose my focus. I choose how I want to start." And that makes all the difference. This change, simple as it seems, will deeply impact your energy level, productivity, and above all, your well-being. Believe me, putting your phone aside in the first hours of the day is an act of self-care that can transform the way you live each moment. Now that we've talked about the importance of avoiding your phone in the morning, let's move on to the second tip: keeping your body and environment clean. It might seem basic, almost obvious, but the impact of a clean and organized space, combined with personal hygiene, goes far beyond appearance. In fact, these small actions have the power to completely transform your mindset and productivity. Why does cleanliness make such a difference? Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, talked about the importance of an organized environment. For him, maintaining order around you brought peace to the mind and allowed for clear thinking. When you're surrounded by clutter, disorder, and mess, it doesn't just affect what you see around you, it affects how you feel inside. Think about a day when your home or workspace was disorganized. How was your ability to focus or relax? Chances are your mind was just as confused and scattered, lacking clarity. The same applies to your personal hygiene. Taking care of your body is the first step in taking care of your mind. When you take a moment to care for yourself, to take a refreshing shower, brush your teeth and put on clean clothes, you're sending a clear signal to your brain: I care about myself. I'm ready for what today brings. This small morning hygiene ritual helps start the day with a sense of renewal and clarity. The benefits of a clean body and environment. First, a clean space isn't just visually pleasing, it creates an environment that's conducive to productivity and focus. When your space is organized, you feel like you have room to think, to breathe. The chaos around you no longer competes for your attention. This frees up your mind to focus on what really matters. Additionally, physical cleanliness directly impacts your emotional well-being. Imagine taking a shower after a long and stressful day. That feeling of freshness, of being clean, is almost therapeutic, isn't it? This happens because caring for your body helps reduce stress, bringing a sense of lightness and well-being. When you feel good about yourself, your mood improves, your energy rises, and your day flows more smoothly. I know it may seem strange to think that the cleanliness of your surroundings can influence your mind so much, but try it. If your workspace or home is messy, take 10 minutes to tidy up. Organize your desk, put things back in their place, clean up the area around you. After doing this, notice how you feel. I guarantee that suddenly your mind will feel clearer and your day will start to flow in a more organized way. The same goes for your personal appearance. Start the day with a shower, put on something that makes you feel good, whether you're going out or staying home. These small acts of self-care have a huge impact on how you face the world and on your interactions with others. Here are some simple ways to keep both your body and environment in order without making it complicated. 1. Establish a morning hygiene routine. It can be quick, but start the day with a refreshing shower. It makes a huge difference in your energy levels. Even if you're not going out, wear clean clothes that make you feel good. This isn't just about appearance, it's about how you feel about yourself. 2. Do small organization sessions. Try to dedicate 10 to 15 minutes of your day to keeping your space clean and organized. Putting things away after finishing an activity, making your bed, or tidying up your workspace at the end of the day can transform how you start and end your day. Small daily habits prevent clutter from piling up. 3. Cleaning as a mindfulness practice. Instead of seeing cleaning as a boring task, try approaching it as a moment of meditation. Cleaning, organizing, putting things in order can be a way to clear your mind and enter a state of flow. Focus on the activity and see how it can calm you. When you take care of yourself and your environment, you're sending a powerful message to your brain. You are in control. Life can be chaotic, yes, but these small acts of caring for yourself and your space are anchors of stability. Over time, these simple actions bring more mental clarity, more inner peace, and naturally increase your productivity. Keeping your body and environment clean isn't just about hygiene. It's about taking care of yourself on all levels. An organized environment reflects an organized mind. And an organized mind is capable of facing the challenges of the day with much more ease and focus. So, why not start now? Small actions, big impacts. Now let's move on to the third tip, adopting a healthy diet. I know you've probably heard this countless times, that we are what we eat, but often we don't realize how much our diet really impacts our body, mind, and even our emotions. The truth is, food isn't just fuel. It also has the power to determine how we feel throughout the day, our energy levels, and even our ability to cope with stress. Most of us at some point get used to living off processed foods, fast food, and industrialized products. And it's not our fault. These foods are everywhere. They're quick, cheap, and convenient. But the problem is, they offer very little in terms of nutrients. You can eat an entire junk food meal and soon after feel hungry or sluggish. That's because these foods are low in essential nutrients and high in sugar, sodium, and fat, which end up sabotaging your energy and even your mood. When you start replacing these processed foods with more natural foods, rich in proteins, vitamins, and minerals, the transformation is palpable. Your body starts to feel lighter, your mind clearer, and suddenly you realize you have more energy to tackle the day. And best of all, over time, you start to feel more in control, more balanced, because you're fueling your body with what it truly needs. Let's start with the basics. What you eat has a direct impact on your physical energy. Processed foods high in sugar may give you an initial burst of energy, but shortly after comes the crash, leaving you tired and unfocused. On the other hand, a diet rich in proteins, fresh vegetables, fruits, and whole grains keeps you satisfied longer and gives you steady energy without highs and lows. But the impact goes far beyond the physical. Diet also deeply affects your mental well-being. Studies show that consuming nutrient-rich foods like omega-3s, antioxidants, and B vitamins is associated with reduced levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. When you feed your brain the right nutrients, it works better, and this reflects in your ability to think more clearly, handle problems, and make decisions. And that's not all. Adopting a healthier diet also has an incredible effect on your mood and overall energy. What many people don't realize is that the gut and brain are connected. When your digestion is working well and you're nourishing your body properly, you feel lighter, more motivated, and even happier. Eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated or boring. It's not about depriving yourself of everything you like, but about making more conscious, balanced choices. What you put on your plate has a direct impact on how you live your day. And what's most interesting, when you start eating better, you also begin to feel more connected with yourself. It's like, all of a sudden, your body and mind are working in sync, in harmony. What does this mean in practice? It means more energy to move, more mental clarity to make decisions, more drive to achieve your goals, and above all, more ease in living your day-to-day life. Eating well is an act of self-care that goes beyond aesthetics. It's a choice for well-being, health, and quality of life. Remember, it's not about perfection. No one expects you to never eat something processed or indulgent again. The idea is to find a balance that works for you. And the more you make these small changes, the more you'll notice the positive impact they have on your life. Think for a moment. How many hours do you spend connected, scrolling through your phone, browsing social media, or responding to messages? Now, reflect on how many of those interactions really give you that sense of true connection. We've become so accustomed to living behind screens that we often forget how irreplaceable real-world interactions are. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to lose hours immersed in the digital world? Social media is designed for that, to grab our attention, keep us connected, always waiting for a new notification, a new update. But while the virtual world moves forward, we drift further away from what's tangible, face-to-face conversations, shared laughter, the experiences that really leave a mark on us. And that's where one of the most valuable tips comes in. Disconnect a little from the virtual world and seek more interactions in the real world. The reason for this is simple, yet powerful. When we spend too much time online without even realizing it, we start to lose essential skills, like the ability to be present, to listen attentively, to read others' expressions. The virtual life, though convenient, is shallow. It doesn't offer the depth that a live conversation can provide. And the impact of this goes beyond socializing. Epictetus said, "Be the master of your own mind and do not allow the outside to steal your attention." When we disconnect from the virtual world, we reconnect with what really matters, the now. Remember that good feeling of an unhurried conversation where you're truly there, not distracted by a flashing screen? That sense of genuine connection is something no app can replace. It's being with someone and at the same time being with yourself, noticing the world around you in a richer, fuller way. Another big advantage of reducing time spent in the digital world is lowering anxiety. How many times have you opened social media and within minutes found yourself comparing your life to others? It seems like online, everyone is living perfectly, and that creates pressure, an internal burden. But when you disconnect from social media and start focusing more on your own real experiences, the ones that actually happen in the physical world, you realize that your life, with all its imperfect details, is just as valuable as anyone else's. And there's more. By stepping away from digital distractions, you also begin to develop important social skills that in everyday life can often go unnoticed. The ability to make eye contact, to listen attentively, to interpret body language. All of this strengthens our connections, our personal and professional relationships. These are things that can only be practiced in real life, in direct human contact. So how do you make this transition? It's not about abandoning your phone or social media, but about finding a balance. Small changes can make a big impact. How about starting by reserving certain moments of the day to be completely offline? During meals, for instance, leave your phone aside and take the time to talk with those around you. In the first minutes of the morning or before bed, try disconnecting and enjoying the silence. These little offline moments help the mind slow down and reconnect with what truly matters. Another tip is to seek activities that involve more interactions in the real world. Instead of spending hours scrolling through your feed, why not arrange to meet up with that friend you've only been talking to online? Or sign up for a class, a hobby that involves being around other people? Sometimes we just need to take the first step to realize how enriching these interactions can be. After all, what really matters in the end are the true connections we build, the shared laughs, the conversations that make us think, the moments when we're really present. And these experiences, no matter how advanced technology gets, will always happen in the real world, away from screens, where real life takes place. We've reached the end of this journey of small changes, and now it's time to reflect on the impact these tips can have on your life. I know that sometimes the idea of changing habits seems difficult, even impossible. But the truth is, it's not about dramatic revolutions. On the contrary, it's the small daily choices that really make the difference. And do you know what was the turning point for me? It was when I accidentally lost my phone. At first, panic set in. After all, how was I going to function without it? But it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. Without my phone in my hands, I started to notice the world around me, something I didn't even realize I'd been missing. I reconnected with the present, with the people around me, and with my own emotions. Suddenly, life felt lighter. That's when everything started to make sense. Avoiding my phone first thing in the morning gave me more clarity and focus to start the day. Taking care of my body and keeping my space clean gave me a sense of control and balance, which directly reflected on my energy and productivity. Adopting a healthy diet made my energy and mood improve in surprising ways. And by seeking more interactions in the real world, I rediscovered the value of true connections, the ones that happen far from notifications and screens. These changes may seem simple, but they were crucial for me to build a more productive and healthy routine. The truth is, when we stop and consciously choose how to start the day, what to eat, how to care for our space, and where to give our attention, life changes. Not in a sudden or magical way, but in a continuous and transformative way. Every small choice, every small change adds up, creating a routine that leads to feeling more in control, more satisfied, and more present in our daily lives. And the most amazing thing, these changes are within your reach. You don't need to start everything all at once. Pick a tip, apply it in your own time, at your own pace, and see how your day starts to transform. Productivity goes up, stress goes down, and suddenly you feel like you're living instead of just reacting to life's chaos. So, why not start now? Pick one small action, whether it's avoiding your phone in the morning, organizing your space, or paying attention to what you put on your plate, and see how the simple act of change can lead you to a more balanced, productive, and happy life. Remember, every step counts, and you're in control.